Hello leaders, you're listening to In Between, a higher self-leadership podcast. I'm Valarie Sanjeevi, a business coach and leadership mentor. In my podcast, I wish to share my awareness on higher self-leadership and how we can integrate it in our leadership practice every day and see results. Higher self-leadership is in the awareness. Hello leaders, and welcome back in Between, the Higher Self-Leadership podcast. Today I want to speak about failures. On my journey, I remember I wanted to change this word failures because I wouldn't connect with it. And I didn't like that word. And I remember saying in many podcasts when I was a guest that we needed a new name for failures. And a couple of months ago, or at least 6 months ago, I decided to change the word failures for iteration. Because in the word of failure, there is so much fear. It's loaded, with fear. It's loaded with shame. It's like you failed. But I think we've been looking at failure with the wrong perspective. What if failure doesn't exist? And that we've been experiencing something which is much more powerful, more true, more alive? What if we were experiencing iterations? And when we have this subtle shift in vocabulary, I feel there is a massive energetic shift in leadership. So let's dig in. To pass or to fail is very binary. It means either you pass and then you can go and move to the next level or to the next experience or to the next job or to the next chapter of your life. Either you fail and then you are stuck. You can't move anymore. You are completely disempowered, and on top of that, you are ashamed, you feel guilty, you feel inadequate. And of course, there is so much fear that I'm going to fail. And there is so much fear that we are going to fail that we don't move. Because we are over-identifying with failure. What will happen to me if I fail? So instead of moving and figure out what's happening and what am I going to experience, we don't move. Because the shame, the guilt, like the judgment is so big, so important that we rather not do anything than having to face all those emotions and those feelings. So if we bring a different perspective, and if we say that actually we are meant to fail, not in order to fail for failure, it's an iteration. What does it mean? It means that I am learning something, I've been doing something, and I'm learning something, and then I'm going to get better at it. So basically, iteration is very much linked with evolution. Where in failure, there is, so much, I'm stuck, I want to stop, I'm not even starting actually. I was wrong, I shouldn't have done that. I should go back in the rabbit hole and not move anymore for the next 25 years. But if I say, okay, I was given an experience, and even to start the journey saying that I will go through iterations, I will go through experience, and I will play with it, I will learn from it, I will be testing options in my business, in my life as well. And because I'm testing, I'm learning, then I can evolve. As an example, if you go to the gym for the first time and you want to lift weight, and you start with the big weight, like let's say like you start with 3 pounds. That's heavy already for someone who has never, worked out. So you start with that. And then the next day, of course, your muscles are all sore. So you don't want to go to the gym anymore. Or you try to push yourself and then maybe you can muscle. So you can't do it anymore. So you need to heal. And you say, okay, next time I'm not going to go to the gym anymore. I'm going to find another thing. So if we see ourselves when we lead our mission, when we lead our job, when we lead our team, it's like I'm building a muscle. So I need to go through iteration. I'm starting little by little and I'm going to grow. And if I, for example, I pull a muscle, then okay, maybe I need to pause for a while. And in the pause, usually we contemplate, we meditate on what happened, and then the muscle is ready to go back and start with a different iteration. So if we change our narrative from I failed, I shouldn't have done that, I'm ashamed, I'm guilty, I'm not going to do it again. And if we change it by I iterated, I learned, and I grew, then of course already the entire energetic field is shifting. And that's why I even want to say, and that's what I say to my clients, move with this perspective. Know that you are going to be having an iteration. And even if you pass the iteration right away, okay, that was a good iteration and you passed. And then you can have an iteration where you are learning something even more. Some people say that we learn more from our mistakes than from our success. Might be true. I guess we can learn from both. We don't have to choose. But where we can choose right now to change our language, to change our narrative, is really to say, okay, I'm going to go through iterations and I'm okay with it and I'm going to learn from it. And the faster I'm seeing the wisdom within the iteration I'm going through, the faster I will move. Because sometimes we spend a lot of time in the rabbit hole because we are ashamed, we don't want to come out, and all this time is lost time. Sometimes we say that our failures made us lose time, and I think it's quite the opposite. It's not the failure who is making us losing time. It's when we don't learn from it and we do it, again. Or if we face a failure and then we go in the rabbit hole and we don't want to do something and to learn from it and to grow from it. Then that's where we are losing time. So basically, we are losing time in entertaining the emotions, shame, guilt, frustration, instead of collapsing time in understanding the wisdom and the experience I'm growing on. So that's really a different perspective. And if we look at life, not only our business, at our whole life, personal life, anything, as a series of iterations, then there is not such a thing as a misstep. And I'm always moving. And I'm always refining. And I'm always recalibrating. Where we get tired is not on the failures. It's not on the iterations. It's on the mind telling us that we did something wrong. So where we get tired is on the weight of the emotions. It's on the weight of the narrative from the mind. That's where we are getting tired, not because of the iterations. That's something really to contemplate. We are more tired because we entangle with emotions and narrative than going through iterations. So next time that you start something, or next time you do something, or next time something doesn't go the way you wanted it to go, think about it. What am I learning here? What I am being trained on? What is this iteration? And because you do that, then you will move. You will keep the momentum. You will keep the expansion. And sometimes the iteration is telling us to go to a different direction. So let's observe, let's be aware of what we are doing. Let's embody our iterations. Let's get the feedback about this iteration. And then let's create more. That's the way we are going to jump timelines, actually. Let's try again to respond to the experience and not to react to it. So I wish you happy iterations, happy contemplation, and to really try to see with this new perspective. There is not such a thing as failure, there are only iterations. Thank you for listening. Leadership in Action. See you soon in the next episode.